Hello and welcome to Scratch 3D Printing. This video is going to be about the Ender-3 V3. It will be a full review of the Ender-3 V3. If you haven't seen the unbox and the first impression, go check out the video in the description or up here. But this video, I will give my full experience of what the Ender-3 V3 has been like for the past week. I'm going to try this new system by rating 3D printers so you know what to expect when you are going to purchase the 3D printers that I review. Let's scratch today's topic. Firstly, I printed the Benchy, which is this on the preview video that I did. It prints very nicely. There's a couple of teeny tiny defects here, but overall it's very amazing. This Benchy looks really good. And so then I did a tolerance test and it fits the 0.4, 0.3, 0.2. It was struggling a bit. 0.1, it doesn't fit that well. Like you gotta really force this thing to go into the 0.1 hole, and it just you just really can't do it. And for the 0.05, you can't even get it go in there. So tolerance, it can go down to 0.1ish. I printed this Excellent. I will leave the link down below so you can go and find the original owner that made this, and you can print it yourself too. This is silk PLA. It's called Jade Green. Like I said, everything will be linked down below. It printed really nicely. Consider this is printing at 200 millimeters per second. The quality, you can see on its ear, right? You can see there's like a couple layers, like right here and right here. It's like extended outward or over extrude a little bit, it seems like. Ringing, it has teeny tiny bits of ringing there, but it's overall it's really good. The first layer is flawless. At first it was kind of a struggle to get this thing moving, but after a couple of times of doing this, it just breaks off very easily. I did another test print with this. Woo! These are so cool. When this first printed and I touched it, I was like, what is this? And then I was, oh my gosh. Link will be in the description below. It printed this one very nicely too, but some of these has been broken off. Like this one, half of it is broken off, and it's kind of consistent throughout the whole thing. And as you can see here, probably it's very stringy, man. It's actually really stringy. From my experience of printing fast PLA, it doesn't tend to shrink that much, but this one, as you can see here, it printed very stringy and it's consistent. This one is a candy machine dispenser, and if you can see inside there, right, there's so much stringy right there. It's actually so much stringy here in the middle. Even on the outside, it even gets to the outside right there, and overall it's just very stringy, but it prints very nicely. For whatever reason, the Ender-3 V3 started having these very bad ringing on the side here now. At first, the Benchy here, it prints very nicely. There's no ringing at all. You don't even feel the texture on the outside here on the Benchy. But as I keep on printing this thing for a couple of while now, it has these, if you can definitely see it, right? Not sure if that's how this model was modeled. I don't think that's how this model was modeled, because if you look at the back here, you can definitely see that it has lots of ringing there. You can actually feel it with your fingernail. Stringy in the middle. Let's see if this fits well. Okay, that fits perfectly. Well, I guess the tolerance is quite a lot for this one. And it also comes with this thing. You can do this, spin it, and the candy will fall from up there. I decided to do more tolerance tests with the Ender-3 V3, so I printed these hinges, and this one actually free off, and you can fold this hinge, but the other two has a tighter tolerance and you can't break them at all. You can't even flex them at all. I tried so hard, I don't want to break it. I already broke one. And this one you can't do it either, so I was like, is it the design or is it the printer? So I decided to print with the Cable Max with the same design from the person that I got it from. And this is silk PLA, and this is regular PLA, or this is fast PLA, and this is silk PLA. As you know, silk PLA don't have that good tolerance, but I just tried printing anyway. I know some of you are saying that, oh, you should print with the same filament. Yeah, regular PLA or fast PLA has really nice tolerance. I was about to do that, but I was like, since I already got this on the Cable Max, might as well just print it. And like this, it flexes, it works. This one also works, and just to show you it's not the same one. These work, but it's not smooth because it's silk PLA, and silk PLA is teeny tiny bit harder to print than regular PLA, and tolerance is not that good. But this was printed on the KOMax, and this one too, the third one, which has the highest tolerance, flexes so well. And all of these break free very easily, minimum effort from the K1 Max. But these can't break from the Ender-3 V3, so the tolerance isn't that good. For the Ender-3 V3, it keeps printing stuff like this. If you have a straight line with two corners, it doesn't print that well. It keeps, as you can see here, right? It has a curve in the middle. So you have a sharp line like this. The Ender-3 V3 prints something like this, so it has this indent and then it curves down on both ends. So it does that a lot with smaller pieces like these. So I believe that's why it cannot print these hinges and break free from them. Also printed this. This is still in development. Trying to make a top mount for the Ender-3 V3 because the side mount there is quite awkward to put in the filament, and it's sometimes the filament gets stuck a lot. It actually printed really nicely. All the layer lines is really good, but you can see that it has a thicker line right here. That's where it breaks off right there. Why is it so shiny? Yeah, that's where it breaks off right there. And as you can see there, there's many stringing in there. Stringing has a problem with this. I did a stringing test and I did find the best setting for it. So it was about 0.4 retraction, and speed is about 50 millimeters. But it still has minimum stringing, it still has some stringing, and it prints leather really nicely. It actually prints the leather kinda accurate, to be honest. That is pretty much it with all the print tests that I have with the Ender-3 V3, because I spent so much time designing these. I'm gonna rate the Ender-3 V3, and we will start with print quality. So for print quality, I will give it an 8 out of 10. Why? Because it actually prints stuff really nicely. For this Axolot, it printed nicely. All the side is really good, but just for some reason, sometimes it just have these lots of ringing like throughout the whole thing consistently. I don't know how that happened. Yeah, and the print quality is very nice. The next one is tolerance. Tolerance, I will have to give it 6 out of 10. Why? Because it can't even fit at 0.1, and it keeps printing stuff like these small cubes where it just makes the straight line curved line. Can't really break free, and the tolerance isn't that good on the Ender-3 V3, so it's a 6 out of 10. The next thing is first layer. The first layer, I will have to give it 9 out of 10 because it's really that good. Since I got the Ender-3 V3, every single print I print from the Ender-3 V3, it has not failed me. The first layer sticks really well. Even when I replace the build plate with a different build plate, don't do any bad calibration, it still prints the first layer really nicely. Why is it not 10 out of 10? Well, because sometimes the first layer is way too good that it squishes the layer together, and you kind of get something like this. You sacrifice the first layer for some tolerances, so it's a 9 out of 10. The speed, I will have to give speed 9 out of 10 too, because I noticed this on the Ender-3 V3 that if you increase the speed to almost its maximum potential, or to its maximum potential, you start getting these ringing or these texture on the outside, which if you want to, it's actually really nice. But if you model flush, you want it to be flush, and that kind of goes back to the tolerance. I don't know, with these defects, you kind of sacrifice on the tolerance. Next is stringy. It's very stringy on the Ender-3 V3. I don't know if it's the hot end or is it the metal hot end. The tip of it is just stringy. I did make a model for the Ender-3 V3 and the KOMax, print both same thing, same setting and stuff like that. The KOMax does not do any stringy. The KOMax print very nicely, no stringy at all. But the Ender-3 V3 has lots of string even after I did some calibration for retraction, so it earns a 4 out of 10. The last one is easy to use. For the Ender-3 V3, it's a 10 out of 10. Why? Because it's actually really easy to use, and I mean it. You just get it out of the box, you set everything up, you click print, you just print, and it finish. You don't have to do any calibration with the Ender-3 V3. You just do the input shaping, and then it just do the bed leveling, and you just hit print, and it prints very nicely. It prints everything perfectly for the first layer, and then it just started going, and then just finish. You just click print again. It never failed. I actually never got a fail on the Ender-3 V3 at all, and I have been printing for over 40 hours on this machine and no fail. So easy to use. It's a 10 out of 10. I think I pretty much cover most of the aspect of a 3D printer. Overall, the Ender-3 V3, I will have to give it 8 out of 10. So I think I will start to be making these lists for 3D printers. As I keep getting 3D printers in the future, I will make a spreadsheet list of ratings for 3D printers that I'll be getting. I might do this for the Cable Max too, but who knows, it might be a short video. But that is pretty much what this video of me fully reviewing the Ender-3 V3, doing all the ratings, and a week into printing with the Ender-3 V3. And as always, keep on 3D printing.